The awesome thing about webinars is that they can take place where you can be anywhere. Maybe you're in the New Jersey area, maybe you're in California, maybe you're not even in the USA, which is awesome as well. So again, welcome, and thank yourselves for taking the time to be on this webinar today to educate yourself about the awesomeness of SEO, of marketing, Google AdWords, and we're going to learn a lot today to help our businesses, your businesses grow. So again, thanks for being here today, and we're really glad you're part of us today. Larry Kim, the person who will be talking with us today on the webinar, is an entrepreneur, and he founded Wordstream in 2007, and since then Wordstream has just kind of rocketed off to new heights and doing better and better in serving small businesses and growing businesses and helping them. So Larry, I'm really happy to have you here today. One, you personally, because you're an awesome guy, and Wordstream, the company that you're having, Larry, is awesome because I know that you all really help small business owners and growing businesses with their Google AdWords campaigns and more. This webinar, ladies and gentlemen, is being recorded. We will send you the slide deck, we'll send you copies of the webinar, and we will take questions at the end if you have them. So I think with that, Larry, we have a poll question coming up, but I think with that, Larry, I'm going to turn it over to you and take it away.
You didn't want to introduce yourself there, Ramon, at all?
Oh, that's all right. It's okay. I'm Ramon, and I love all of my customers, so we can move on to the show. It's all good.
All right, Kate. Can you launch the poll for us, please?
Yes.
So just before getting started, I just wanted to ask the audience just a simple question in terms of your PPC state, in terms of your adoption. Do you have the options there, Kate?
Yep. It's what is your experience with pay-per-click marketing? None yet. You're just doing your research. Less than a year, 2 to 3 years, or 4 or more. So you're here to get some pro tips if you're in that category. And it looks like a little more than half are here to do some research on PPC. A quarter are rookies, less than a year, and then a few are falling into that pro category. So I'm going to share the results so you guys can see where you fall, which category.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That helps me a lot in terms of targeting the content here. All right, so it's Larry here. I just wanted to give you a quick intro to Wordstream. It's my company. We're kind of a PPC software and services company, working with thousands of small and medium-sized businesses in terms of helping them achieve their PPC marketing goals. We're a premier Google AdWords partner in terms of their partner channel, the fastest growing channel partner of theirs, and we manage literally billions of dollars in ad spends on behalf of these small and medium-sized businesses. So maybe we can help you that. But anyways, back to the topic at hand. For today, we'll be talking about how to grow your business with pay-per-click marketing. And in order to do this topic, I kind of broke it down into these different kind of subtopics, starting with who should use AdWords and why. I'll go through hands-on, kind of setting up your first PPC campaign, but we'll also cover some more intermediate topics, including talking a little bit about PPC for mobile devices, and obviously half of the searches going on today are coming from smartphones, so what does that mean for Google marketing? I also want to talk to you a little bit about something called remarketing. It's this really cool, relatively new ad technology that I think everyone should be using. Okay, so why don't we dive right in, starting with section 1, who should advertise on Google and why? Well, there are a couple of reasons here, starting with the fact that every day there's something like 4 or 5 or 6 billion searches per day. These are estimates. Google doesn't give the exact number, but the important thing is to know here is that whenever people are looking for something or want to learn about something, generally people Google it, and so I think that's important for a lot of businesses because at a very minimum, it would make sense to capture the demand for your products and services, like at the moment that people are searching for it. In terms of these searches, these billions of searches happening every day, there's different types of searches on Google. So in terms of the intent behind the queries. So when someone does a Google search, they have some kind of a question in mind. You know what I mean? Like sometimes they're just looking to learn about things. That's called an informational orientation. Sometimes they're looking to buy something, like a toaster oven review or the best internet marketing software. Those are known as high commercial intent keyword searches. I know it's a mouthful, but basically what you need to know is that when someone searches for something like that, it means they're ready to buy. The key takeaway here is that when it comes to those most valuable high commercial intent queries, like, I don't know, washing machine repair or whatever it is you're selling, your services or products, Google is no dummy. They tend to, for these commercial searches, they try to dominate the search result pages with ads. Why? Because if someone's looking to buy something, they're generally more open to clicking on ads. And you can see in these screenshots, the commercial sponsored results generally take up anywhere from 66 to 80% of the first page screen real estate. So that's very prominent positioning, and generally soaks up most of the clicks. Our internal research shows that, generally it's true that organic, like the non-sponsored results, get maybe 90% of the clicks, but that's across all the searches on Google overall. Including those informational queries where it's like, who won the Battle of 1812, and that's an informational query. They're not looking to buy, and so Google doesn't even bother showing ads. But when you just focus on those high-value, high commercial intent types of keywords, what our research shows is that 2/3 of those clicks actually go to the paid results. And then that shouldn't be that surprising, given how I just showed you in the previous screen. For high commercial intent keywords, the page is littered with ads. And so just a couple other reasons to consider a paid search. One of them is that it used to be 5-10 years ago, organic search results were very easy to game, and it was very silly. It was very simple to get a guaranteed first page ranking. Definitely the trend in the last 2, 3, 4 years has been that Google's going to be very more making it more difficult to game the system, if you will, even releasing these kind of creatures like pandas and penguins to go after those kind of shady tactics. So it's not quite kind of shooting fish in the barrel as it was, maybe 5 years ago. A final idea here has to do with the fact that PPC is it's something you just turn on and turn off, and it's so easy to measure. So you can just give it a try, figure out whether or not what's working and what's not working. And I actually think that of all the kind of SMB marketing channels, newspaper advertising or content marketing or all the above, I feel like it's more on the side of kind of the more easier to measure marketing channels, and that you see exactly how many clicks you bought, exactly how much you paid for them, and what that generated. So that's pretty interesting. So just summarizing kind of my first kind of section here on who should do PPC. I'm thinking that every business should do, at a minimum, a small amount of PPC marketing corresponding to sort of the most important keywords that are very, very core to whatever it is you're selling, whatever product or service you're selling, within the core geographies, like the locations that you service. If you're not doing that, it just means that you're not kind of capturing the very low-hanging fruit. It means people are actually the people who are low in the funnel and ready to buy, and who are actively looking to buy whatever it is you're selling right now. It just means that they're going to your competitors. So I'm saying everyone should do a little bit of it at a minimum. Now, there are certain types of businesses that tend to do a little bit better with PPC marketing, and generally I can kind of categorize them at a high level. They tend to be businesses that used to be listed in this Yellow Pages. So, I mean, actually, I don't even remember the Yellow Pages. It was I haven't used one for 16 years. But at the back of the Yellow Pages, there used to be this section where you would kind of look up categories like plumbers or lawyers or dentists or whatever, wherever it was an established category of business, and where people kind of knew what they were looking for but didn't know where to get it. Those are really great examples of search marketing kind of businesses for PPC marketing. Another great example has to do with hard to find and specialty items. So like if what you're selling or the service that you're providing is kind of hard to find, like a specific type of litigation lawyer or like industrial air conditioners for factories, like of course these are so hard to find that people are going to be researching this on Google, and I think that that's a really interesting way to connect with your customers. A final one has to do with having either decent margins on your product, because you do have to pay 50 cents or whatever for these clicks, so you can't really sell like bubblegum or whatever for 40 cents. That's not going to work. But if that industrial air conditioner is like $100,000, yes, you can afford to pay a couple $100 for clicks in order to get a sale and still have enough margin left over. The other idea is this notion of possibility of repeat business. So like a mortgage, when you sell a mortgage or car insurance, it's maybe $100 a month or whatever, but it continues forever for like 30 years or something like that. So that's very interesting. And so just final thought here: it's super easy to turn it on and off. You owe it to yourself to at least give it a try and see how it goes. Any thoughts, Ramon?
Yeah, just a few questions, Larry. You can answer these shorter, just to give time to the rest of the presentation. But I'm just curious, Larry, you mentioned organic search versus paid search. Just to educate those who may be new to it, everybody tells us we have to have blogs, we have to have content, we have to tweet, go on Facebook, and etc. In the context of paid search, where does that fit in? Do we do all of it? Or are you saying organic search is dead? I know you're not saying it, but can you just briefly touch on that, on Larry's view of organic search and social content and blogs versus paid search? How do those work together or not?
Sure. I'm not advocating for one or the other. Like WordStream does, like for my own business, we do both paid and organic search marketing. I just think that for a lot of small businesses, it is quite an ask, to have them, be blogging, 2 or 3 times a week and then managing like Facebook and LinkedIn and Twitter and Google Plus and having autoresponders. I mean, this is definitely very valuable and kind of things that you should be doing. But I feel that like kind of the low-hanging fruit is to just capture sort of the demand for the searches that are like people are already capturing, the people who are already looking for whatever it is you're doing. So casting kind of a narrow net just around those key terms that are very valuable to your business, and that doesn't require a ton of effort. You can kind of set it up once and make minor tweaks, here and there, but not requiring the same amount of effort, and at least you have that base covered. You know what I mean?
Got it. Makes sense. No, thank you very much. I love it. Please continue. It's great.
All right. So we talked a little bit about who should use PPC marketing and why. I wanted to give people a little bit of a flavor for how to actually go about setting up these PPC campaigns. So AdWords, it's this really interesting kind of ad platform with, this graphic is actually out of date. It's actually $60 billion in advertising revenue per year, and essentially what happens is that whenever somebody does a search on Google, Google does an internal ad auction, so trying to figure out which advertisers' ads to show in what order, and how much to charge the advertiser if somebody pays, if someone clicks on that ad. So it's pay-per-click marketing. You only pay if people click on the ad, and you pay nothing if they see it and they don't click on it. So how does Google figure out, like, obviously you would want to be in a more prominent position rather than kind of like on page 2, because you'd have a decisive advantage in terms of visibility. How does Google figure out, what order to place competing ads? Because generally you're not the only person in the whole world that's selling like whatever it is you're selling, and there's going to be like one or more businesses out there that's kind of also vying for the same keywords. How does Google decide what ads to show in what order and how much to charge advertisers when people click on those ads? And to do this, they've created something interesting called the AdWords auction, which I'm going to explain to you. It's kind of like this really interesting process. Basically, what you need to do is you have to first identify, so advertisers, so you will have to identify all the, well, like a good amount of keywords that are relevant to your business. Now, this can be, actually, like 5 or 10 years ago, this was very difficult to do, but now it's gotten a lot easier because Google has released some really awesome keyword research tools. So there's this one called the Google Keyword Planner where you kind of put in a seed keyword like fixing the dishwasher or laundry machine or whatever it is that you're doing. You type those kind of keywords into the keyword planner, and you click Get Ideas. And what it'll do is it'll find like lots and lots of different ways that people search for those types of questions and problems and searches. And so what you need to do as an advertiser is very first do some what is known as keyword research, coming up with a kind of a portfolio of different search terms that you find to be interesting to your business, like these are things that my target customer would be looking for, and figuring out those keywords. There's another thing, guys, called negative keywords. So what a negative keyword is, it's an exclusionary tool. So if someone is searching for fridge repair, okay, and you're a service technician or whatever, that could be a great keyword. But if people are also searching for like fridge repair video or fridge repair training, well, like that's actually not a great search for you, because it means they're kind of trying to do it themselves. Like you kind of want to target paying customers, people who are going to want to pick up the phone and schedule an appointment, not people who are just looking for a YouTube video. And so you can use this thing called negative keywords where you exclude certain words such as video or training or do it yourself or free in order to kind of prevent your ads from showing up if people are searching for the words that are interesting, but they contain words that lead you to believe that this is not a good fit. So it's just important to not only have the positive keywords like that you're interested, but also the negative keywords to kind of exclude some of the irrelevant keywords that might not be relevant to your business. So now we've got this kind of list of keywords and negative keywords. We now need to do something called keyword grouping, and so it's not that complicated. It's just a matter of kind of organizing similar keywords into buckets so that you can then create ads to display when somebody searches on one of those keywords. Now, when it comes to keyword grouping, and this is kind of an important concept, what you want to do is you want to group together. It's like a children's game. You want to group together similar keywords. So like where you think that people are kind of looking for the similar things, you want to group those together. So I have kind of 3 columns here: bad, okay, and better. Okay. So stay with me here. On the left, where it says bad, I have a bunch of keywords like fix fridge, stove repair, Fisher and Paykel repairs, service the washing machine. They're all kind of related. They're all related to like appliance repair, and you could definitely come up with an ad that was very generic in nature. So it's like, is something broken in your house? We'll fix it. You see on the bottom there, that is an example of a kind of a mediocre, not so great ad, because you're not being specific enough. Like you're kind of answering the question, but in a very generic way. In the middle column, you've got this thing called, kind of okay, and basically I'm trying to kind of get a more specific keywords. So like, fix a GE fridge, or fix a broken Fisher and Paykel fridge, or Frigidaire fridge parts. So like all these keywords have something to do with broken refrigerators, and I can target my ads a little bit more precisely. Where it says fix your broken fridge, that's going to resonate more with the searcher because that's more aligned with what they were looking for. But you can get even better, where you can get you can insert a brand. So like on the right side, you have I've grouped together keywords that have something to do with General Electric refrigerators and General Electric fridge repairs. So, and I've noticed how I'm kind of echoing that or parroting that back in the ad copy and in the headline. Very important because people, they're looking for something, so you want to make it make them think like, oh, this is exactly what I was looking for. I'm going to click here. So that's this concept of keyword grouping. And guys, just a really important tip here, you got to be super picky here. The goal of pay-per-click marketing is not to buy tons of mad hits. It's not to buy tons of hits. What you're trying to do is actually the opposite. And this is a real thing that people get all confused about. It's like you're actually trying to buy as few of clicks as possible that are like super high quality. So it's the quality, not the quantity, that matters in terms of pay-per-click, because you're paying for these clicks. So you want to make sure that the keywords that you do buy correspond to exactly what your business does. All right. So going back to that ad auction, so how does Google figure out, how to rank the different competing ads and how much to charge you? Well, now that you've picked your keywords, you've grouped them together, you've created some ads, Google has this formula called ad rank. So the ranking of competing ads on Google, it's proportional to your bid amount. So it's a little bit like an auction where if you pay more, you have a higher chance of winning. However, there's this other element called quality score, which has to do with the relevance of your ad. If you have a really high relevancy score, meaning like if people are clicking on your ad very often, then Google deems that to be a very relevant ad, then it will more likely show those ads rather than the ads that no one is clicking on. So it's not just like eBay where the highest bidder wins. It's a combination of the highest bid and the highest quality. So it's kind of a weighted average of the two. I just wanted to give you a simple example of this ad rank calculation. I know it's a little bit complicated, but let's just kind of stay with me here. Basically, I got 4 competing advertisers, advertiser 1, 2, 3, and 4, bidding different amounts, $2, $4, $6, and $8. Now, normal auctions like eBay, you say like, okay, advertiser 4 is going to win because he's bidding the most. But it's actually the opposite here. It's like, if you have a very high quality of the ads and the keywords that you're picking in terms of, you did a good job of writing a good ad and picking a good keyword that was relevant to your business, you could get a quality score of 10 out of 10. And then by multiplying those two, the $2 times the 10, get an ad rank of 20. And then outrank all the other competing advertisers, even though you had the lowest bid amount. So that's very interesting. Oh, wow, this is even more complicated, but basically what you need to know is that the higher the quality of your ads, the less you pay for those clicks. I mean, it's amazing. Google is giving you a discount on the cost per clicks proportional to the quality of your ads because they want to provide kind of an incentive for advertisers like you to create really relevant ads as opposed to garbage ads. So let's just kind of recap here. It's kind of this unusual auction where there's this thing called quality score, which is kind of Google's grading of the relevancy of your ads and keywords, and that's totally based on the click-through rates of those ad units. If people are clicking on them, then that's a high quality. If nobody's clicking on it, that's very bad quality. So that quality that then impacts the placement of the ads. How often they show, like Google will show good ads more often than poor ads, as well as what you pay for those clicks. And here's sort of kind of a diagram that shows how quality score is calculated. It has to do with the ad text relevancy, the quality of your landing pages, and the click-through rate of your ads. And just wanted to show you an example. Men's leather shoes, size 9. Look how Zappos is showing up in the first place, and they've got such a targeted ad that sort of speaks directly to that specific query. And here's kind of, I was telling you earlier that the price that you pay for these clicks, it's kind of like you get a really big discount if you have a high quality ad, but you also get a really bad penalty if you have a very low quality ad. So remember what I was saying, the pro tip. It's like you got to be really picky and only pick the keywords that are super relevant to your business. It's not kind of like a shotgun approach, where you buy every keyword in the world. You're just trying to find the ones that are super relevant to your business. So key takeaways: be very specific. You find all these keywords, you group them together. Use negative keywords, write the ad copy kind of to answer whatever the question is being asked by the searcher's query. And, the reason for doing this is because it's going to improve your quality, like the ad quality. Like those more relevant ads tend to get clicked on more often, and that's going to be rewarded by Google with higher spots at a lower price. The reverse is also true. The low quality ads that nobody is clicking on get punished with huge 400% taxes in terms of the cost per clicks, and don't even get shown that often. And so the key to success here has a lot to do with writing quality ads. I'm going to take a quick stop here. Ramon, any questions or thoughts? Anything to add here?
Absolutely. Great presentation on this. I love this, Larry. A few things. I mean, what I got out of this is interesting that you said the goal is to buy as few clicks as possible, or buy as few ads as possible to get better quality. So I think that was important, and I just learned today, Larry, from you. It showed me why my ad buying is failing, not the least of which because I need to use WordStream better, but also because I think the fact that I thought, oh, I need to buy and get thousands of keywords because I want to serve all this traffic. But I'm hearing today that that actually is not the case. So that's one comment if you want to add to that. Then I have a second comment if you want to respond to that.
Yeah, you nailed it. I mean, that's a big mistake. I mean, this is not like organic SEO where you're casting a really wide net to capture like every possible keyword in the universe. This is like more of a precision bombing. Like you want to just get the money keywords.
I love it. And I like the fact that no one wants to be punished either, so I definitely want to stay out of the penalty box. But the other thing, Larry, and by the way, we have some great questions coming in, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for those of you who are submitting your questions. There's some awesome questions, Larry, so we'll definitely have a good time of discussion at the end of this, of your comments here. But the other thing, Larry, just about WordStream, just to tell everyone, Larry, and you can comment on this, I think we have three different types of customers that use Infusionsoft, Larry. We have those that are DIY, do it themselves. They dive into our user manual, dive into our webinars, and they get down and dirty and learn the software, learn Infusionsoft on their own, and they're in it day in and day out. Actually, two types of customers. With the other type of customer, Larry, that actually outsources a lot of the either even use of Infusionsoft, copywriting, and et cetera. So my point, Larry, I went to your website, and it looks like those who may think that they're kind of scared about keywords, as it could be a bit nervous, I think this is good to know, but WordStream has options that you can work with people who can help you do that. So I'm not trying to sell your service, Larry. It's just a fact that this can be a bit daunting, meaning the keyword part. But I'm glad to say that at least you can work with someone who can help you, if I understand it correctly. Does that sound about right, Larry?
Yeah, the WordStream software solution, and thanks for bringing it up. It's basically does stuff like suggesting possible keywords that might be relevant to your business, and so that's really great for kind of a do-it-yourselfer type person. We also provide kind of managed services where if it's too much work and you have other things to do like running your business, we can do it for you as well.
Right, and that's the one I saw, the managed services, so I just wanted to point it out because I think that's useful for both types of our customer base. But please continue. Great presentation so far, Larry, and I'm already learning and taking mad notes, so thank you.
Awesome, thanks, Ramon. So guys, I was just saying a minute ago that one of the keys to winning at AdWords has to do with writing quality ads that people would want to click on. I just wanted to give you 3 quick tips on how to write better quality ads. The first has to do with this notion of call-out extensions. So that's that little gray line of text below the number 1 nationally authorized, same-day repair available, professional technicians. So that's a really nice kind of feature that you can use in your ad text to call additional attention to certain features and benefits of your product and service. I think Sears is doing a really good job here because look how that makes their ad so much bigger than an appliance repair. I mean, that guy is like so old. That's like the oldest trick in the book, using all the A's. So you'll be listed first. But basically, Sears, they're just taking up so much more real estate on the screen, and there's so much more information about their services and why you should pick them. A second thing that Sears is doing really well has to do with this notion of a location ad extension. That's that little map pin where it says 525 East Little York Road, Houston, Texas. So what that is if you click on that, it'll show you the location of the store. Like if you have a business location, it'll show you kind of directions to how to get there and all that stuff. And that's particularly important on mobile because often people are on the go, but also valuable in desktop. And just one other neat thing that Sears is doing here, it's called site link extensions. So see those extra clickable kind of Kenmore repair, dishwasher repair, refrigerator maintenance. What they're trying to do is provide additional kind of more deeper links to more specific landing pages within the site, and then that of course kind of will help users kind of figure out whatever it is they're looking for without having to do as many clicks. So I think that Sears here is really doing a great job, especially compared to A&A Appliance Repair, who's not really taking advantage of all the ad writing features that they have to offer.
And Larry, let's face it, that A&A Repair has not taken advantage of this awesome webinar. So, duh, that's why their ad is not so good.
Wow. Yeah, so it's a great thing you guys are here. I'm giving away all these secrets here. Okay, number 3. I'm going to have to pick up the pace a little bit here. I want to talk a little bit about search ads, mobile search ads. Why? Because this year, more, as I was saying earlier, more searches on Google are actually going to come from mobile devices rather than desktop computers. It's crazy. It just kind of came out of nowhere in the last 5 years. And so, guys, when it comes to mobile searches, like on Google, they're very different from desktop searches in one specific way. You see this picture here? See that little button on the right where it says call? I'm sure you've seen this everyone's seen this because you do searches on Google on your phone. That's a call button. It's called a click to call button. And that changes everything when it comes to PPC marketing. So why does it change everything, and why is that such a big deal? Well, I know Infusionsoft customers are familiar with the concept of conversion funnels. So here's on the left side, the green triangle has to do with the desktop search conversion funnel. All right, so someone sees the ad, okay, the pay-per-click ad. They click on that ad. You then send them to a landing page on your website, and that's kind of like the valley of death here, because like on average, whether whatever you're doing, whatever product or service you're selling, you typically get low single-digit conversion rates from website clicks to captured leads and sales. It's typically 3, 4, 5% is pretty average. The mobile conversion funnel is totally different. It eliminates that valley of death, and basically it's much more simplified. Someone searches on something, they see the ad, they call the business, and you then have that lead on the phone at the moment when they were thinking about whatever it is they wanted to buy. So we've done some research here internally, and what I can tell you is that on average, a call to a business is worth 3 times more than a click to your website. All right. A couple more reasons why this is so game-changing. What we're finding is that the contact rate, so just even that 3, 4, or 5% of people who do submit their email and phone number, your ability as a business to get back to them decreases dramatically over time. So this is some research by some professor at MIT. The more time goes by, the less likely you're going to be to be able to even get back in touch with them, despite the fact that they provided their information. Similarly, the qualification rate. So like how qualified was that lead? It declines over time because maybe the need has passed, or maybe they went with an alternative solution. And so basically, the moral of the story is the calls are so valuable because you can connect with the person, lead captured right away. You didn't have to send them to a leaky landing page where you lose 19 out of 20 of them, and you get them like no worry about the contact rate because you've got them on the phone, and of course they're going to be qualified because like why the heck are they calling you? Obviously they have something they need. So guys, the hack for PPC and mobile, what you need to do is you force people to call you. So like in both Bing and AdWords, you have the option of either sending people to your website or have the option of forcing them to call you. And if you force them to call you, you've just eliminated the leakiest step in your conversion funnel, and you've dramatically increased the value of that click, of that call. And so you just go into your AdWords and just where it says like just force them to hit the phone number, even if they click on the ad headline. Super important concept. Just a couple key, other concepts regarding mobile search that you need to know about. So on mobile, it's a little different from desktop search, in that in desktop you're like kind of stationary at your office, at your desk, or whatever. Well, on mobile, you're out and about, like at all times of the day, at different locations, and basically the idea is that you should try to factor in those signals into your campaigns. What do I mean by this? You can adjust your bids. That's the most you're willing to pay when someone clicks on your ad. You can adjust the bids up or down depending on where the search originated from, and what time and from what device. Just a couple simple examples of this. For most, most businesses that have physical locations, what you'll find is that you have kind of a higher value associated with clicks or calls coming in from like a closer geographic radius. Like so, for the current city, maybe those clicks are worth more than it's from searches originating from like 2 towns away, because maybe you're like 10 miles away or something like that. So what you can do here is you can adjust your bids based on where the search is originating from. So like this is just an example for me. I live in Boston. My business is here, so I'm going to bid a little bit more for Boston searches because that's my core market. It's not that these other cities aren't valuable to me, but they're just less valuable to me because they're kind of further out. So I can adjust the bids up and down by a certain percentage, and that's rule of thumb: bid higher for the areas where you do more business, bid less for the places where you do less business. Same thing with time bid management. So if you're kind of like a B2B office company where you're kind of open during 9 to 5 business hours, then you should be bidding more when there's someone there to answer the phone, and bidding less on the weekends and evenings. If you're a restaurant, maybe it's the opposite. Maybe the weekends and evenings are valuable, but not the daytime, because that's like very dead time. So just thinking about like the context from where and when these searches are coming from on mobile can give you valuable tips for how to optimize. Also, you can bid up and down based on where the search originated in terms of was it a desktop or a mobile device. And I'm telling you that the mobile devices are generally worth a lot more than the desktop clicks, and so you should be bidding up those mobile clicks, because there's a possibility that they'll call you. A couple other tips here. One has to do with reflecting some urgency in the mobile ads. So think about the person who's searching for fridge repair at 8 p.m. on a Friday evening. Probably their fridge is broken and they need to fix it right away because they got all this food that's melting. So calling attention, you have this ability to create mobile-specific ads. See where it says mobile, you just click the box, and then you want to highlight sort of these kind of mobile concerns, like same-day service. Generally, the urgency is higher in mobile. Like if someone's searching for emergency roadside service on a mobile, that means they need help now, and you would do well to reflect back that urgency in your ad. Takeaways here. This year, more searches on mobile than desktop. That's crazy, but it's happening. Kind of these call extensions changes the game totally and dramatically increases the value of PPC marketing. You can't even do this in SEO. Like I can't blog about something and then put in a phone number like on the search result page. So I think that's really interesting. Taking into consideration the time, location, and device, you can adjust your bids accordingly, and also write ads that sort of conveys a sense of urgency. Anything to add here, Ramon, or any comments?
Yeah, no, I just leaky landing page. I mean, that's a classic. I have to make a poster about that from Kinko's. Leaky landing page. I can see the image. 2, I love, Larry, let people call you immediately. I mean, that's an awesome tip that I think we don't think about. And the last one, Larry, just to highlight, making your ads customized for mobile, which I think, again, gurus of marketing know. But I'm a marketer. No, I didn't think of that, Larry, that, hey, it's 6 p.m. If someone's mobile, where are they? What are they doing? Or it's midnight. So I just wanted to highlight great insight for us all to think about. So thank you.
Awesome. Ramon, I'm here at my last section here. I'm going to try to wrap this up quick. And I wanted to talk about something called remarketing. So it's a different ad technology, ad serving targeting. It's different from search ads. but nevertheless a very important component of pay-per-click marketing in general. And so first of all, I just want to talk about kind of why you might need this thing called remarketing. Well, earlier we were just talking about leaky web pages and leaky landing pages where, like, on average, studies by Google and Gartner research, they say like 96% of the people who visit websites on average will kind of leave that website without completing the actions that you as a marketer would like them to take, like signing up for something or purchasing something. And it's so frustrating because, like, you do all this work to get them there, and even if people put items in their shopping cart, like 70% of them will abandon without ever making that purchase. And so there's this new, relatively new, it's like, I'd say it's 4 or so years old, 4 or 5 years old, although definitely getting more adoption now, a relatively new technology called remarketing. And I'm sure you've seen this all. Basically how it works is that people will visit your website, all right, and then you can tag them with a cookie. And then when they leave your website, if they're the 96% who didn't convert into a lead or a sale, you can target those people off of your website on other properties such as Gmail, such as YouTube, or CNN, or other places where people hang out. You can target these people with display ads and then bring them, kind of entice them to come back to your website. So that's kind of how remarketing works. I'll just give you an example of this. So one of my friend's companies, it's called Curata, it's just like a content management kind of content curation platform. And I was just visiting his site and reading one of his blog posts, and I left his site and went to Boston.com to check the weather or whatever, and sure enough, these Curata banners are following me around, kind of reminding me to get a demo, of his product. So I thought that's very, very clever, and so this thing called the Google Display Network. Google has a network of 2 million websites. It includes like Google properties like Gmail and YouTube. It includes, the top websites in the world, with a notable exception of Facebook. So CNN, Weather Channel, etc. It also includes like video games, so like apps like crazy, like Angry Birds and all that stuff. Like, you can get ads in everywhere. So it's this massive network of websites where you can target your ads to for people who have previously visited your site. That's pretty interesting. It has a humongous reach in terms of like being able to reach 84% of the people that you tag 10 to 18 times a month on 5 to 10 different sites. All right, so how does this work? How do you remarket to people who visited your sites? Well, the first thing you have to do is it's pretty simple. You define a customized list of users to target your remarketing ads to. So what does that mean? So basically what you need to do is come up with a list of pages that are kind of similar in topic. So like at a very high level, you could say, okay, anyone who visited my website at all, any page on the website, I'm going to just remarket to them a certain ad. But that's very generic. It would be better if you could kind of maybe you offer 3 different things, like product A, product B, and product C, right? So then you could group together people who are interested in product A, people who are interested in product B and C, and then create 3 different distinct audiences, and then so that you could remarket to those people according to the interest they expressed when they were visiting your website, as opposed to just some generic ad that wasn't very targeted. We were talking a little bit about quality score earlier in the search ads, and what you need to know is that this notion of quality score also exists on these kind of display ads. So remember, these are image ads, not search ads, and basically what you need to know is that the higher the click-through rate of your image ads, the less you pay. So the deal here is that you want to create, really, really compelling ads with really, really good targeting. Yes, you'll end up paying for maybe more clicks, but they'll be much, much cheaper. And so how to do this, just a couple quick tips here. These are quote-unquote display ads on the Google Display Network. I'm sure you've seen them, but they're not really display ads. They're actually text ads, kind of masquerading as image ads. So as a result, they don't look that compelling because it's just like text. You know, and what we find is that when you're doing these display ads, generally the image ads dramatically outperform the kind of the fake image ads that are just based on text, and so you know, that change in click-through rate results in huge increases in cost per click. So you know, almost like four or five times difference here. So the key here is just come up with like these, you know, really saturated, bright, you know, display ads. Here's a couple examples from my own campaigns that these do great. Like, are your PPC dollars ending up in the trash? Like, and you've got all this money here, you know, like. This is really interesting because you can do things in display advertising that you can't do in search ads, such as drive kind of brand recognition. Like, you know, see how I have my logo there on these different ads? You know, it's both driving to a conversion, like a lead, but also kind of reinforcing my brand, and that's very important. There's this really weird yet powerful thing about remarketing. Okay, so what we've observed is that the more times you serve people an ad, okay, so like the person sees the ad once, they see it twice, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times, the more that people see the ad, the less likely they are to click on it, but those who do click on that ad are twice as likely to convert to a sale or a lead. And this is so interesting because, Ramon, this is pay-per-click marketing, right? So it's like you're wearing them down, and you're only paying, you know, for the converters, and you don't have to worry about the tire kickers. And guys, this notion of remarketing is not just a Google concept. It's like a lot of ad platforms support remarketing. You can do this on Facebook. In fact, it's even more powerful on Facebook because, like, you can upload a customer list. So like your best business is actually probably going to come from your existing customers. So what you can do is upload a list of customers, like their emails, their phone numbers, their Facebook IDs, and upload that list, and then target them with certain promos that are going on at your business. Or you can also do the remarketing based on kind of people who've recently visited your website. That's also powerful, but though not as good as you know, customer lists, because it's a little bit more precise. You know exactly who's seeing the ads. And here's where it gets so powerful. This is a really important concept. You don't have to remarket to everybody who visited your website or everybody on your email list. You can remarket ads to people who visited your website and exhibit certain behaviors. So, for example, perhaps they purchased recently, you know, an appliance recently, or like a high-end appliance. You know, how does Facebook know what you've purchased? Well, they have these data partnerships with like companies like Axicom and DataLogic, where they've got 1,500 data points on every person in the United States in terms of our recent purchase behaviors and you know, where we live and what we do, etc. So it's pretty powerful stuff. You can basically marry, you know, recent like lists or people recent visits to your website, and overlay these behaviors and demographics. Like, you know, I only want women, you know, aged 20 to 30 who recently purchased diapers or something like this. Like maybe you have a baby product. It's kind of like finding the needle in the haystack, like using an electromagnet, and you can certainly, you know, filter by income. There's literally like 2,500 different filters that you can filter by, and of course you can do this on Twitter too. You know, not sure if your customers hang out there or not, but you know, it's an option. So guys, the key takeaway here, it's just like this notion of remarketing, and specifically this notion of custom list remarketing. It's very powerful. It's making pay-per-click marketing feel like a lot like email marketing. I'm sure if you're using Infusionsoft, you're doing email marketing. Well, the problem with email marketing, or the challenge is that, like, well, you can't blast the list every day, you know, because like you're going to get all these unsubscribes. We were just kind of talking about the challenges of promoting a webinar with Ramon earlier, and it's just like it's hard because, like, you know, you got all these other promos in the queue, you know. Well, that's not a problem with ads. You can just, because there's no limit to how often you show these ads. You don't have to worry about unsubscribes. It's impossible to unsubscribe from an ad, and so and so. So basically, guys, just trying to recap here. We talk a lot about search ads. And who should use them and why they're so awesome. We talked about mobile, and now we just talked about remarketing. And I certainly hope, for the 55% of you who said that they're thinking about them, I really think that this is a really interesting way, an interesting arrow to be adding into your toolbox of marketing weapons. And hopefully this was a good overview. Anything to add, Ramon, before we go to questions?
No, continue, please. Great points.
All right, so that's all I had, guys. I think, Kate, did you want to tell our audience about any of our offers today?
Yeah, we just really appreciate you guys taking the time out of your day to join us and learn more about search engine marketing. And Larry loves to talk about search engine marketing. He's great at it. So hopefully you enjoyed learning from him, and we have a couple ways you can keep learning. The first is on your own. You could visit these two sites, wordstream.com/global adverts or /landing page, and these are free tools to grade your current performance. So for the 25-30% of you that are already on AdWords, this is a good way to benchmark your current performance, and this is where you saw we've evaluated over 50,000 AdWords accounts. It's through these tools, so you'll be compared to those other advertisers. So you can visit those links, or we can walk through an assessment of your account with you on the phone, one-on-one. We're AdWords and Bing certified, and we'll get a rep to look at your account, your landing pages for you. And if you don't really need an assessment right now, you'd just like to learn some ways you can either get started on paid search or optimize your account, we have a product called the Wordstream Advisor, and it will help you do all of these things that Larry talked about in 20 minutes a week and get amazing results out of PPC literally by only putting 20 minutes a week of work into your account. So if you want to learn more about that solution, or if you want a personal assessment of your current campaigns, I'm going to launch a poll question, and you can just answer there exactly what you want.
So the options here are a free one-on-one AdWords and landing page assessment, a WordStream Advisor demonstration, or nothing at this time. Exactly.
So the poll is up. Feel free to click anything that interests you there. And in the meantime, Ramon and Larry can jump into Q&A. I saw tons of great questions coming in.
So Ramon, any questions from our audience today?
Absolutely. It looks to me like the WordStream. Yeah, can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah. Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, good. It looks to me like the WordStream Advisor demo is kind of like having Larry in our pocket. So I encourage all of you to check something, even the things that are free. So moving on to the questions, Larry, and we'll answer these maybe as quick as we can just to get to all the questions within our time frame. Chris, thanks for joining us. Chris asks, how does AdBlock Pro come into play? So, Larry, are you familiar with AdBlock Pro? It looks like an ad blocker. How does that come into play?
You know, it's an issue, but it's still very low adoption overall. Like you know, you're not talking like more than a single-digit percentage of internet users that are using that. You know, eye on the prize. Most people aren't using that.
I agree. And even if people are blocking ads, there's so many other things that you can do and need to do that will help. So Larry, somebody asked, and this is Raymond asked, if the click rate is different as the price point of the searched item increases. So is the click rate different as the price point of what's being searched increases? Can you help him with that? And if you don't understand the question fully, just answer it best you can. Give him some guidance.
No, the click-through rate is going to, like, the rate that people, first of all, the click-through rate has to do with how many times people click on your ad divided by how many times people saw your ad, okay? So that's known as the click-through rate, and it's an important ratio because high click-through rates means that it's a high-quality ad, and a low click-through rate means it's a very low-quality ad. Now, that's totally independent of the price of the keyword. Like, if there's a lot of demand or not a lot of demand, it has mostly to do with like your keyword selection and how compelling a job you do at conveying your benefits and why you should be the ad that gets clicked on, sort of in the ad copy.
Okay, great. And Larry, now this is a trick question, Larry, so get ready for this. This is from Andre, and Andre asks, they have an immigration law firm in Maryland, Larry, and they're just curious, as best you can, at the top of your head, for an immigration law firm in Maryland, what kind of keywords should they use for their business? They're really puzzled over, man, law, immigration, what should they do? What do you think if you had to just bet and play along here?
I have an immigration lawyer client who uses like these emergency keywords like deportation and stuff like this because like, oh my God, and you know, so-and-so just got deported, I need an immigration lawyer now. So he goes with those types of those keywords, and he does them on mobile because like they're always searching on mobile because like they just got a phone call from someone saying so-and-so got deported or whatever. So like they're finding like, and they use those geo modifiers where like they go after searches that are happening 1 mile from the office, and the call to action is to book a free consultation. I mean, it's a pretty big law firm, and they're doing really well. The other thing they do is they target keywords in the countries that they're doing the immigration from. So it's like, you know, Brazil or like wherever people are immigrating from, they also target those places, and I think it's a really brilliant strategy.
I love it. Makes sense. And then Larry,
jump in
please go
real
ahead,
quick. Sorry, I think Larry, you might have a slide with some contact information on it. That would be great if anybody has additional questions we don't get to. You can send them there. Sorry to interrupt.
No, great, absolutely. And you can see Larry's a cute guy too, so email him even if you don't have a question. Okay, and then how long do you have to have the Word Ads account to get a decent score when Google? Carlota asked that. I'm guessing, Larry, maybe they're asking how long do you have to have a Word Ads account, be a customer, you know, before Google kind of gets a sense over how your ad is performing or not. I'm thinking that's the question.
Yeah, so that's called auditioning. So it's almost like American Idol. Like your ads get to audition on AdWords to see how good or bad they are, and Google can figure that out, the quality of your ads within 200 impressions. They have it down to a science. So that could take a day or so.
Okay, and then Larry, you were mentioning the extensions when you brought up, I think it was JCPenney's and AA something or other. Now, to have that kind of the gray thing where there's, I think you called it an extension, I think that's what it was. Is there a cost for that, Raymond asked as well?
No, that's the really interesting thing. There's no additional cost to use all those features and functions in your ad copy, but yet so many small businesses are not taking advantage of it. And so just by putting a little bit of extra effort in, you can draw so much more attention to your business and services and products that, you know, whatever you're selling, and I think that's a really smart move.
Okay, great. And then somebody asked Larry, I think it was a smart question. Well, Larry and Ramon, hey, listen, well, they didn't say Larry and Ramon, but I'm adding in Larry and Ramon. Larry and Ramon, if I have a big number of calls coming in, you know, when I do the mobile search, like the thing where you said, you know, forcing the dial, if I'm just flooded with calls, how do I handle the call influx? So now I answered Larry in the chat, and I said, outsourcing. You can use something like Call Ruby, and they have receptionists for hire, or I said you can use Ring Central and just, you know, hire temps or other people to diffuse the phone calls to others, your mom or your cat or whatever it is. But what do you say? I don't know. Maybe you have a better suggestion.
I think those are great ideas, but guys, I just want you to think about this from a slightly different perspective, okay? So like, I would say that the last kind of 10, 15 years, there's been you know, when the internet came out, there was this huge trend of people creating websites and contact us forms and search ads because people were going to the internet to get information, you know, and they wanted to get it online. Okay. Before that, it was like phone books, like, you know, Yellow Pages and stuff, and then last 10, 15 years, it's like all these websites and things like this. Well, I kind of see that shifting, like going forward. it's not that, you know, as the primary way that people access the internet is going to be more mobile, then the way that people are going to want to get in touch with people, with businesses, is by the phone, because like that's how they're searching. And so kind of like how 10 years ago there was like this big, you had to change your business model to like, you know, set up all these landing pages and contact us forms and all this stuff. I feel like you kind of have to move, like, kind of adapt your business strategy, like your business model, to be more open to handling calls, because that's how people are accessing the internet. You know, more searches on mobile than desktop, and that's where it's going.
Awesome. And then there's a question from Debbie. She asked a very detailed question, Larry. So Debbie, thanks for your question. I suggest just go ahead and email or contact Larry about that directly. I think he can guide us to help you better with that specific AdWords question. But thank you. Rob asked, Kim, is there a place online to better understand basically about landing pages? And, you know, Larry, you said a lot about leaky landing pages. The word leak just scares everybody on the planet. So does WordStream, like if we go online somewhere, Larry, is there like a resource on landing pages? And I know in Infusionsoft we have resources on landing pages and others, but do you have any particular place you want to point people to about landing pages?
So I think both of our respective products host, you know, have the ability to design and host landing pages. You know, like, so there's probably a good amount of resources definitely on WordStream's PPC University, and I would also imagine Infusionsoft.
I'll
okay, cool.
put a link
Please.
in the chat box for everybody with just learning. So Larry mentioned PPC University. It's our online free education center. So I'll put a link to the landing pages section for you guys to keep learning there.
Thank you, Katie. And we have 2 more questions to go, and I think we should all stand right now and give a round of applause to Kate, who's just been phenomenal in helping to put this webinar together, and of course it's a team of a lot of people not on this call, Cody and Michelle and others who helped as well. But Kate, it's a great partnering with you, by the way. You're just a rock star. So
thank you. It's
moving
a pleasure
forward.
working with you very much.
You're welcome. So 2 more questions, Larry, from Alicia. She asked, what types of keywords would you use, Larry? And this is one of those trick questions again. You know, we're going to see how Larry can do it on the fly. What types of keywords what types of keywords would you use if you were a direct sales business coach, someone who trains on how to make your direct sales better? So I'm a business coach, Larry, and I help people do direct sales. Just think with Alicia. Help her get some creativity. What keywords should she use?
You know, aren't like things like sales training come to mind? But like, I'm not an expert in this particular field, but the thing is, there's that awesome tool that I was telling you earlier about, the keyword planner, where you just put in a seed term. So you don't have to know all of the keywords. You can kind of like put in kind of a generic term like sales training, and then what that'll do is it'll give you like 100 additional ideas to consider, and then you can just review that menu of choices and figure out kind of what keywords are specifically interesting to your business.
Awesome. And there's a last question here, and I think, ladies and gentlemen, there's a lot of questions on, you know, I'm this, I'm that, what keywords, and I think these are valid questions because, listen, Larry's presentation in a good way challenged me to refine my keywords better. But the last question, and again, thank you all for coming. We hope you check out the resources, is from Catherine. She asked, we're an estate planning law firm, and the key for her, Larry, is she doesn't have an immediacy, I think she's really expressing. She doesn't have kind of a short-term sales cycle where, oh my God, I'm in jail, I need a bond. Now, hers is a little softer. It's an estate planning firm. So she's asking, how do you guide her? I'll give you my answer, Larry. I would say that that's the kind of thing where you want to draw people into a nurture. In my opinion, Larry, you may have more insight on this, but I can see something like, are your parents, and you may want to say it better, but are your parents getting older? Are you concerned? Do you have a lot of money and have kids? Things like that. Download our guide or things of that nature is kind of what I would suggest.
Yeah, here's where, you know, the demographic targeting options of Facebook ads really come into play. So like you're going after like an above average income, like super high earner, you know, you're going after, you know, but maybe they own a yacht or something. You know, maybe they've had a death in the family recently, you know, like, cause that actually triggers some of these conversations, like, oh, someone else died, you know, and now I got to think about this. You know, there's so many, like, you got to just map out your target demographic, and you know, like, so there's really powerful ways to target those specific customers, like in terms of maybe they have certain like health conditions, or you know, think about all the other things that they buy, and the other idea was just remarketing. So like, you know, Ramon was just calling that a drip campaign or nurture campaign. Remarketing is like an ad version of remarketing, of a drip campaign, where you can kind of remind them, you know, about your services over a longer period of time, like 6 months or 3 months, as opposed to having them sign up right now, because maybe the urgency isn't there.
Awesome. And I think with that, Larry, that's all the direct questions we have. Anything you wanted to close with, Larry, or Kate? But I think overall, for me, it's just been an awesome webinar. I think we learned a lot. Ladies and gentlemen, remember, we will email this entire presentation out to you, including the audio. But Larry, I'll let you end, or Kate, take it away.
Just thanks, everyone, for coming today. It's a pleasure to be on here, Ramon. And guys, I just can't stress enough that you should be trying it out at least on a small scale. Like, you know, you don't have to spend thousands of dollars a month, but at a minimum, just cover the low-hanging fruit, which is sort of the keywords that are most directly relevant to your business within that small geographic area that you service. That's kind of like the minimum, in my opinion. So give it a try, and you know, let me know if I can help. All right.
Definitely go to that wordstream.com. You gave the link there, Larry, so thank you. But have a good day, everyone, and thanks for joining the Infusionsoft and WordStream webinar. Have a good day.
Bye, guys.